Welcome, everyone. This is our fourth yoga class with Eleanor Harris. My name is Jamie Womack-Williams. I'm the State Education Issues Coordinator for Texas AFT. The Bridges Institute for Professional Development is our 501c3 that is bringing you this session tonight. Our instructor is Eleanor Harris. She is a current classroom teacher in Austin ISD. She also is a proud union member of Education Austin. She has a master's degree in education, and she is also a yoga instructor. So Eleanor, I am going to turn it over to you.
Okay, thank you, Jamie. So I'm going to share my screen, and I will go to the presentation here. So welcome, and I would like to start by sounding Om. What I would like to do today is to review quickly some of the things we've done already in regards to the breathing exercises. And I'll talk about the difference between a breathing exercise and pranayama. So what I would like to do is to go ahead, and I'm going to bring my hands into prayer position, namaste. I'm going to let my thumbs rest on the heart center. You can join me if you'd like, or just in a comfortable position for the first few seconds. I would like you to focus your attention on your breath. And we're going to take a mindful breath. And a mindful breath is just that you're conscious, you're breathing. Ujjayi I is just awareness of the breath. The difference between your normal breathing and Ujjayi I is that you're consciously drawing in your inhale and you're consciously exhaling rather than just allowing the body to function. So you just take it up a notch by focusing your attention and your awareness. I'm going to sound Om 3 times. I'm going to allow the top of my head to come down towards my hands, setting my intention. And I'm going to allow my hands to come down to rest in my lap, either palms up or palms down, and allowing my head and my head to lift and my eyes to open. And welcome. So my intention, if you all were here in front of me, my intention would be to be able to present you with the class that you need at this moment. However, I am unable to see you all, but I am recognizing some of your names, so welcome back. And as I said, the difference between pranayama and normal breathing is, the difference between Ujjayi I, which is a pranayama breath, then normal breathing is that you're aware of your breath. Ujjayi I can be done at any time. So as we practice today, I want you to just focus your intention, and that intention, it kind of incubates, it percolates within the cells of your body. And just notice as we practice what your mind may tell you, what your body may tell you, and these are just guidance that you're getting. And sometimes we pay attention to that and sometimes we don't. Okay, and trust what you're doing. There are 3 levels. One of the things that with the chakras, one of the things, I hope you can see this, we've gone over, oh, here I am, I'm in the middle of the chakras. There are 7 chakras, okay? The first chakra is the root chakra, and that is in the below the pelvis. It's like the first chakra is red. That's our connection to our earth, our physical being, our wellness, our ability to take action into the world. The second chakra, which I talked about, is between your belly button and so it's below your belly button. It's about 2 inches below your belly button. This chakra deals more with our emotional self. It's also the creative chakra. The color is orange. The third chakra we talked about, I think also last week, was the solar plexus. It's yellow. That chakra, I'm going to stand, it's like right here, right? It's above the belly button, below your sternum. It's right in this area of the body. And I'm going to just back up for a second. So one way to, and this deals with more our intellectual, how we feel and think about things. And sometimes I will place my hands here over this area. If I'm in a discussion where I feel like someone is, I don't know if you're familiar with the term energy vampire, but some people have that ability to take your energy, but we also give it away. So it works both ways. But that feeling that your energy may be escaping from you. And one way to do that is just to simply place your hands here over that chakra. The other chakra, one up higher, is the heart. We've gone over 4 different chakras. Those are the first 4. The first 4 deal with the physical realm, from the bottom of the pelvis, in the pelvis, the solar plexus, in the pelvis, the solar plexus, and the heart. The 4th, I'm getting my numbers mixed up. The 5th chakra is blue. That chakra deals with the throat. It's the throat chakra. It's also our ability to express verbally. Now, that expression can be, I'm going to go ahead, if y'all are reading the slides, I'm going to go to the next one, but this was kind of darn, I have them in the wrong order. So the root, the first chakra, they can be balanced or unbalanced, okay? And I'm going to let you all read this while I talk. I can read it to you, but they can be, each chakra can be balanced or imbalanced. And ideally, we want a balanced chakra. What a chakra is, it's like an energy wheel. It's an energy, it's a circle, it's a movement in that energy moves. So the energy can move through our physical being, through the first chakra. It can move on that emotional, intellectual level, or not. Also through the heart. So if your root chakra is imbalanced, you may have some disorders, lower back pain, leg pain, elimination issues. You may not feel safe in the world, those Maslow's theory. So those would deal with the first chakra. The second chakra, it's our emotion. It allows you to accept your emotions. And again, you can read through this. I won't read, I'm going to just express. So so each of these can be balanced or not balanced. And we had the first couple classes, I had you all rubbing your palms together. And if you'd like, I'd like you to do this. And if you haven't done this, this is just a way to build energy in the hands, okay? And we pulled like we were pulling taffy to see if you could feel like an electrical current between the palms of the hands. And if not, you're building circulation, okay? Now, what I'm going to do is the next part of this is to scan. I will scan with my hands. I do this slowly. And I begin to notice if I feel any sensations, or you may not. A lot of times we will place our hand on someone's forehead and feel for fever. Or sometimes you'll place your hand on someone's shoulder to help soothe them. So in those ways you have used your energy. But this is a more conscious of pulling the hands together and then just physically scanning. What I am scanning is I am not actually touching my body, but I'm touching what is called the astral body. We are physical. That's my physical body. You can hear me tap myself, right? My physical body. Now, off of that, there are 7 more layers. You've heard of being in that egg, right? That cocoon. Well, think of that as your energy expanding outward. So you can scan close or you can scan further out. But this is also another method of working called Reiki. But the energy of learning how to scan or how to feed energy into a chakra. So if I felt like I'm not connected to my heart chakra, I might rub my hands and I would place my hands over. My intention is to put energy into the heart, okay? Or your solar plexus. Or I'm going to block energy. I don't want someone's energy coming in. If I want that expression of energy to come out of my throat, I'm going to do this pulling action. That is like a clearing, okay? So it's not always that I want energy coming out. Sometimes I need to get rid of energy, okay? So that you can work from your chakras to get rid of energy. You can wear these different color clothing, or some people even eat different color foods. So red apple to feed your first chakra, oranges, lemons. So you can think of different food colors, and when you eat them, you think, oh, I'm feeding my chakra. Okay, I'm gonna go backwards a slide here. Last week, very quickly, I went over Nadi Shodhana. Now, the reason, and again, you can read what Nadi Shodhana does, but that was the alternate nostril breathing that we did, okay? And this Ujjayi I and Nadi Shodhana are 2 breathing techniques, 2 pranayama techniques that you can do safely at any time. The difference between a breathing exercise and pranayama is that pranayama is a practice you establish every day. I think in the last question I asked if you practice every day. Even if you do, I'm aware I'm breathing. You're starting, and you do that every day, you're beginning your pranayama practice. The more advanced stages of pranayama, we do those, I taught you the other breaths and I will review those. But Nadi Shodhana, a nadi is a channel. It's almost like a nerve, but it's not a nerve. I say nerve because that's something in Western physiology you can relate to. We can't, the nerve, we know there's a nerve there and you feel sensation along that nerve. Well, a nadi is similar, but we don't see it, okay? And those nadis, where we placed our fingers last week on the corners of the nose, those are 2 channels. They're the sun and the moon channel, all right? And I would like us to practice this breath again, but I just wanted to first lecture a little bit, keep your attention for just a couple minutes more, about what the benefits of Nadi Shodhana are. And Nadi Shodhana, from the nose, the channel will go down. We started with the left, so I'm working to clear the left channel. Then when I switch the position of my hand, I'm clearing the other channel. If you're menopausal or you're getting hot flashes, it's good to learn how to breathe through the left side of your body. I'm going to just review share one more thing about the breath, is that throughout the day, the dominant, one nostril will dominate, or both nostrils. So as you sit and you listen to me, you might notice, oh, wow, one nostril feels like, oh yeah, I can breathe through this side of my nose, and the other side might feel stuffy. When you wake up in the morning, notice which nostril is active or not. They can be balanced. Now, what this means, what this will help you with, what this awareness will do, is if it's your left nostril that feels clear, mentally, your mind is wanting, you'll be more functional doing. You'll be able to function more doing mental activities. Obviously, my left side is not clear today because my mind is not working, but the left side will help you with mental activity. So if I have to do a lot of paperwork, I check, is my left nostril open? No, if it's the right nostril, that means I'm more physical. I'm more in that action mode, not in necessarily the thinking mode, okay? More action. And sometimes it's balanced. Oh, I'm breathing through both sides. Then I can choose what I want. Why this is important and why it's important for a yogi is throughout the day, we do things whether we want to or we're not, we're required to, but is our mind and our body in sync? And what do I mean by that? I mean, when I start this activity, if my left nostril is blocked and I need to think about what I'm doing, I'm just not there yet. I can do this practice of Nadi Shodhana. Nadi Shodhana will help to balance those energies within the body. It is a great tool to use. And I didn't get to explain that, but we will practice. So I just wanted you all to know. So this slide you saw. So we did the Ujjayi I, which is just normal breathing, but you're aware that you're breathing. There's no longer breath, shorter breath. We're not manipulating the breath, okay? And it's a very calming breath. We also did Ujjayi II. Now here it may start to get confusing. We only did 3 Ujjayi breaths. 1, which is just aware that you're breathing. Then we did 2 and 3. The difference. Lengthen the exhale on Ujjayi II, normal inhalation. When we lengthen the exhale, the mind slows down. As the breath leaves the body in a slower manner, it calms the nervous system. Slow breath, slow exhale, calm nervous system. Ujjayi III, I'm going to lengthen the inhale, have a normal exhale. By lengthening the inhale, I'm bringing oxygen, prana is a word for energy, into the body. And if you bring more oxygen and energy into the body, what are you going to want to do? You're going to be more active. You're going to be more physically active. So just to be aware that the 2 breaths do something different. The 4th Ujjayi breath, I'm not going to practice today, is they're both inhale and exhale are both lengthened, okay? But we're not going to practice that one today. I just wanted to let you know what you are doing and why you're doing it, okay? So those are all my slides for today to review the breath. And what I'd like us to do is before we start, and so today, besides the Nadi Shodhana, we will be practicing the other breaths. I'm also going to show you what I call my L-shaped poses. And right nostrils more open. So we're going to start with the activity. I'm going to try to watch my clock here so that I allow time for us to practice the breathing exercises. So I'm moving my computer. And last week I had asked if you all had a space at the wall that you could sit at, and I am hoping that this is the case, okay? So I have my setup here at the wall, so I'm sitting down, and as I sit down, I'm leaning forward right now, but with my feet, I'm gonna scooch back towards the wall, like I'm walking backwards, so that I really press my back against the wall. I'm bringing my feet together. If it bothers your knees or something, my legs are straight. We did all that isometric with the hands on the hips. Do that now as you sit. Engage your leg muscles. Make the legs firm. Push through your heels. I'm extending the arms out with my palms facing each other. I'm also going to take my hair down because I want my head on the back of the wall, not being pushed forward. From here, I engage the muscles on the arms and the legs. Doing that isometric, I'm simply going to lift my hands up. Now, if you have tight shoulders, this is maybe as far as your hands will go. I want you to stretch your hands so that the thumbs touch the wall. You're going to inhale, lengthen your arms up, exhale, press your legs down into the floor. Inhale, lengthen up, exhale, pressing the legs down, okay? And then we're gonna just lower the arms. So if you haven't, go ahead and get your setup so that you're at the wall. We're going to repeat these a couple times. I'm going to scooch back. Okay, now, and then extend through the heels, reach out through the fingers, and take the palms, take the hands up towards the ceiling. If you have, and some of you might get your hands, but what I'm not doing is I don't want the elbows to bend. The elbows stay straight. Straight, straight, straight. Now, if you keep your arms straight, but it's hard to bring them together, it's just tightness in the shoulders. It's okay if your hands don't touch the wall. Keep the arms straight. Now, as you focus, keeping the arm muscles tight, the leg muscles tight, let your eyes relax. Become aware of your breath. Anytime you need to, bring your hands down. But as you do this, see if you can maintain a sense of strength in the arms and legs, keeping softness in the eyes. And we're going to lower the arms again. I'd like you to repeat that one more time. Now, if you had difficulty getting up and down off the floor, I'm going to provide one variation for you by sitting on the chair. And if you're on the floor, repeat the same thing again, extending the legs. I hope you can see me. I'm sitting on a chair with my legs out in front of me straight. So similar to sitting on the floor, but now my back's not against anything. I have a belt or a robe strap so that I can lift my chest as I press. Here I'm not taking my arms up, okay? So do this variation if you're unable to sit on the floor, okay? But otherwise, extending the legs, lift the arms, continue to breathe. I hope you first walked your hips back, right? And lengthening up, pressing down through the legs. Now, you're going to lower your arms. I'm going to observe, where are my heels? Where are my feet? And when I stand up, okay, I'm gonna have to see if this is gonna work, guys. Is this, last week we did this pose, right? With the fingers up. Welcome to do this anytime, all right? But today, that's not what I'm going to do. Today, what I'd like to do is, I'm standing leg length away from the wall, bending my knees, fingertips into the wall. Oh no, you can't see me. Okay, my feet are hip width apart. Yes, good. Bending my knees and stretch the backs of the legs out. Bend the knees, tilt the pelvis and stretch, straightening the legs. So I'm gonna just do this 3 or 4 times and stretch through the legs. To come out of this, I bend, I walk in towards the wall, okay? What we're doing, it's the same shape. I call it an L shape, but you're doing this pose. One works on the shoulder joints. This position works on my hamstrings. Bend the knees, tilt the pelvis back, then stretch the legs. Head is in a neutral position. Bending the knees, walking back in. Now, I did not mention stretching your toes out and all of that. You're doing that, okay? Now, that was 2 L-shaped poses. This next one, if you're not feeling, I'm going to show you an alternate pose. So this was the pose we did last week, 1 foot forward, 1 foot back, fingertips up the wall, head towards the wall, lift the back heel, press it down. So it's a nice shoulder rib cage opener. Release. Same thing on the second side, okay? Instead of repeating, so if you're doing that, I'll go ahead and do the second side. I feel off balance. Foot forward, other side. Foot forward, lift the back heel. Walk the fingertips up the wall. Head goes in towards the wall. Then stretch your back foot towards the floor, back heel towards the floor, without moving your fingertips. Release, turn, and repeat. I would like you to repeat that. You're only getting the middle third of my body. So this time, I'm going to do one more L-shaped pose. I want to lower this so that you can see the blanket. Oh my gosh. All right. So where my feet were before. Watch first. Oh, I wish you were here with me so I could see what you're doing. Here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a safety, something that will help keep you safe. If you have stronger arms, you'll be okay. I need you to be able to keep your arms, elbows straight, okay? So I'm taking my belt here. If you have one of these yoga belts, we haven't used this yet. I don't need the belt, but this just provides an extra layer of safety since I can't see you. I don't know what your arm strength is like. You can always repeat the seated position with your back against the wall or the standing position, okay? But this next one, you see how I belted my arms? That's a little too tight. I need the belt so that my arms are about the sides of my body, okay? If you have tight shoulders, it's fine if the belt is a little wider, okay? This would go just above your elbows. Now, I'm hoping you all see. I'm gonna do this with the belt afterwards because it gets in the way of my head. So this is a tabletop position. You can always do cat-cow pose, right? But the variation I'm going to do here, I've got to move my blanket. I want my hands on my mat. And I'm coming up, downward dog. Now, here, you want to push your foot into the wall. Push your foot into the wall. So here's this L shape again. All right, and I've got my arms straight. Now, if I don't push my feet in the wall, I'll slide. So that work with the feet. Press the feet into the wall, okay? So, and if not, you can do cat, cow, with that Ujjayi breath, or maybe in between, do a cat, cow, okay? I come up, downward dog, just to take and straighten my arms. This is always a nice pose to stay in. The L shape, walk, press my feet into the wall. Now, if your elbows bend, you're going to be on your head. That's where you want to put the belt on, so that you put the belt on to support your arms. This is great for building muscle strength, especially for women. All righty, so that was downward dog. Oh, and my last L-shaped pose is often a favorite because I can scooch in towards the wall. This time, my feet go on the wall. I can't tell, I think you can see me. So here I have my feet up on the wall. My back is on the blanket. And this is my first, well, the other was this is an inversion for the legs. So this is just helping the blood come down into my belly, right? And it just helps circulation. Now, if you can't lie down on the floor, you can do this on your bed. Put your feet up, and I make sure I have my feet clean, or you get little spots on the wall. Not. And hands, palms of the hands, turn up towards the ceiling, palms up. And this is a very, very relaxing position. I don't want to get up. But go ahead and stay. I would like you to stay. I'm going to go ahead and roll out and move my computer, but I would like you to stay in that L-shaped position with your head resting or practicing one of those other poses, okay? Because what will happen with your feet resting up on the wall is you are increasing your circulation through your heart, okay? As you increase your circulation through your heart, you may start to feel tingling sensation. You may start to feel sweaty. You might, and that would be normal because there is I call it a washing of the blood. It's almost like that circulation changes. If you can stay in this pose at least 3 to 4 minutes, there is a physiological shift that occurs within the body. So I'm going to encourage you to practice and to stay. As you stay in one of these poses, practice your Ujjayi I, just that awareness of your breath. You may begin to notice that the breath changes. You might notice if you're able to breathe more through one nostril than the other. I'm going to give you just a couple more breaths before you'll bend your knees. You'll roll to your side to come up. When you come up, if you feel dizzy, allow your head, your eyes to look towards the floor as you stand up. And once you're fully standing, you will slowly lift your head. Because this is, as I said, this does affect your blood. And if you feel dizzy or a little woozy, it's just that you lifted your head probably quicker than your blood pressure was ready for. All right, but these are all great poses for cleansing the blood, okay? That L-shaped pose, if you could practice that every day, or all 4 or 3 of them, 2, 1, they're great poses for the arms, the shoulders, and the different arms, shoulders, hips, legs, as well as your circulation. And if you'd like to stay seated where you are, just sitting at the wall or coming into a comfortable chair, that would be fine. What I would like us to do is to just sit for a moment to notice your breath, that mindful breathing. Notice which nostril, if any, is more dominant. And just this is a practice, and it may like, what is she talking about? I can't feel the difference. You'll notice when your nose is stuffy, that one side you can breathe through. And as you practice, you begin to notice one side may be different than the other. And as I worked with this, I found it amazing because sometimes I had to do paperwork and I don't want to do paperwork. I'd rather go do something, like anything. But if I could shift my mind and consciously be engaged in what I had to do, it was very helpful. So with that, we're going to practice Nadi Shodhana, that alternate nostril, so that those nadis, they flow through the different chakras. They help to activate our chakras, our energy systems, which may or may not be open or closed. So with Nadi Shodhana, I take my right hand I'm going to take my index finger, my middle finger, and put into the base of my thumb. Now, I've seen pictures, they do this different ways. This is the technique that I learned. You know, if you learn to do this another way, that's fine. The practice, you will feel along the ridge of your nose, you'll find a little indentation, all right? I pull this ring finger back, so ideally it would be about the same size as my thumb, which is not, but ideally. And that would go along the ridge of my nose, finding those points, okay? What I'm gonna do, so that I'm hoping you can see, is turn, no, that's not gonna work. All right, so I'm gonna remove my hand because I'm not sure what you're seeing. So, all right, so I'm gonna have to keep my hand here. I hope you can hear me. So what I will do is I will first push the right nostril closed. My other fingers will be there. Then I'm going to switch so that the left nostril closes and the right thumb comes off. This is the alternate pattern, okay? So I will start with my thumb on the right side. And I'm pulling my fingers away so you can see, but ideally they would be resting right there. But I'm gonna make it an exaggerated movement. So my hands resting, starting conscious exhale. This side is closed. Fingers released, inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Close, release, exhale. Inhale. Okay. It's hard for me to do this pattern and to talk. I'm going to talk you through this. I may not do the action because it's just difficult for me. I want to focus in and go inward. My apologies. So go ahead and fix your hand so that you draw the index finger back. Place your fingers on the bridge of your nose and find those little indentations. You're going to take a just normal breathing. You'll squeeze off the right side, so you'll inhale the breath, squeeze off the right side, exhale through the left, inhale through the left, change, close the left, release the right, exhale, inhale, change, exhale, inhale. That's one set. I'm going to repeat again. I may not be speaking in the same rhythm that you are breathing. Please breathe in a rhythm that feels normal for you. I don't want your body to feel tense. If you feel tense, go back to normal breathing, okay? This should feel easy, and if at any time you feel tense, you're working too hard, okay? And when we learn things, sometimes we do work hard. It's okay, all right? It's okay. Fingers on the nose. Inhale, exhale, inhale, close off the right. Exhale, left. Inhale, shift, exhale, inhale, shift, exhale, inhale. You need to stop. Stop if you can repeat, release, exhale, inhale, shift, exhale, inhale. And release, and just notice how your mind feels. We're going to repeat this 2 more times. Each time I will take a little break. If you don't need to take a break and your mind is feeling calm, your eyes are feeling calm, continue the pattern. If this is new to you, that's fine, take a break. Bringing the fingers to the nose. Inhale, As you exhale, close off the right. Inhale. Exhale. Shift. Inhale. Exhale. Pattern again on the other side. And bringing your hand down, and my apologies, I gave you the wrong pattern. What's difficult is that you will first exhale from your right. Inhale, exhale left, shift, inhale, exhale right, shift, inhale, exhale, shift, inhale, exhale. All right, I hope that's what I said. I have to really focus. Last time, curl the fingers, fingers on the bridge of your nose. I always start with that conscious exhale and I squeeze the right nostril. Inhale left. Exhale left. Shift. Inhale. Exhale. Shift. Inhale. Exhale. Bringing the hand down. I forgot to mention one other thing. It's hard to see, but when I'm inhaling, I do a slight pull of the skin. That just helps. If my nostrils are congested, it helps to open up the nostril. The other thing you can always do is to blow your nose or use tissues. What is that called? The neti pot? Yeah, the neti pot is another way to cleanse the nostrils for Nadi Shodhana, okay? So just observe how you're feeling. And for the last few minutes, if you have space, I would like you to lie down in Shavasan, corpse pose. I'm just going to talk you through, or feel free to stay seated. But we're gonna work with that breath. The Ujjayi, I'm gonna have us do Ujjayi II. We're going to lengthen the exhale. I'll bring, and if you can next week, have the extra blanket or some extra support for under your spine. If you're lying on a bed, you can lie on the bed, but we're going to use some bolsters to open up the chest. I'll just show you that right now really quick, and then you can do a short Shavasan. So what I'm going to do is, so that this is something you can practice this week, okay? So I'm taking my yoga blanket. I'm going to roll it. And I think one week I asked you all if you had a rug or something. So if you don't have a yoga blanket, I'm a neurotic blanket folder and my blanket is not even. The importance of having an even blanket is this is my nervous system I'm working with here. And if it's out of whack, it won't help me as much as if it's all, you can't see, but I want this all smooth as possible, not a lumpy blanket, okay? And what I'm gonna do, see if you can see, yes. I'm gonna place it on the floor. And this blanket is gonna go under my heart center. When I lie down with my knees bent so I can control my body going down. This is under my heart center. Oh, it feels good, pop, pop. Knees stay bent. Now, if your neck hurts, the blanket's too big, you can put a pillow under your neck, palms up. If your lower back hurts, keep your knees bent, otherwise stretch your legs out, okay? But if your lower back hurts, bend your knees. And this is just a really nice heart opener, as well as stretches the psoas a bit. And you'll just lie here for about a minute or so. Then I'll ask you to roll to your side. You'll move your blanket and you'll put it under your head for Shavasana, corpse pose. So with that support, long, soft exhale, slow inhalation, focusing in on the breath. And if you have that roll under your back, notice how that helps to open and stretch out your lungs, okay? So we're opening, and I'd like you to think of taking that breath into that upper part of the chest. Soft, slow exhale. Anytime, go back to what feels like normal breathing, but you can count your breath. Counting your exhale, counting your inhale, and just notice, is one longer than the other? And as you practice your Ujjayi breathing, those Ujjayi 2 and 3, you can bring that awareness, you can plan, I'm gonna do Ujjayi 2. Or you might just practice and say, oh, my body's doing this breath. The awareness can work both ways. You can plan to do it, or you can bring the awareness to yourself so that you might say, oh, I'm able to breathe longer on my exhale. Maybe the activity should be a more calming activity. If you can increase the inhalation, it'll make you a more active. Okay, so that's how you can use the breath. It becomes a tool. Just a couple of more breaths. You'll roll to your side. If you have the blanket under your heart center, remove it so that you're lying flat on the floor. Making those adjustments so that if your neck hurts, use a pillow under your head. And if your lower back hurts, you can always put a pillow under your knees. I don't know what you have available, but if you keep your knees bent, that's really just a way to relax your back muscles, okay? Soft, slow exhale, conscious breathing. Through these series, through these different classes that I've been teaching, most of the poses we have done with one leg forward, one leg back, or the hips are parallel, the hips are square. And the reason for that is that these would be the best poses to keep a balance in your lungs, to keep a balanced breath. Twists can be done, back bends, all these other poses are great for so many things. They're not always the best poses to take you into that more reflective, mindful state. They're great poses for a lot of other things, and I love those other poses. But this is good to just help you with your meditation practice, is what I'm hoping for. Quite a few of you have one. Soft, slow exhale, conscious inhalation. Allowing your eyes to relax. Your eyes can be closed, and I'm just going to talk you through body relaxation so that as you're breathing, as you exhale, I'd like you just to observe your breath. And what do I mean by that? It's almost like I'm peeking, but not really. But I want to see what my eye muscles are doing. I'd like you to feel, can you relax your eye muscles? Do your eyes feel like they're pressing against the eyelids? Or can you feel your eyeballs drop back, almost like you're going to sleep, where they start to recede away from the eyelids? Each time you inhale the breath, there is a movement upward of the eye muscles. But you want to see if you can draw the eyes back down. And with the eyes, you're going to begin that inward journey. As you exhale the breath, allow your awareness to become more internal. We worked with that Nadi Shodhana. Can you feel that the breath is like moving which nostril? You don't have to change anything. Awareness isn't necessarily changing. Awareness is just being aware. And then if you're aware in each moment, it's not being in the past, it's not being in the future, it's like right now. Where are you? What is your body doing right now? Right now, I'm exhaling the breath. Right now, I'm inhaling the breath. Right now, I feel that pause, that transition before I inhale, before I exhale. There's a moment there. I mentioned it last week. But those moments in between the inhale and exhale, that's again going to become more of a pranayama practice. That you just, today all you'll do is just, oh yeah, notice it's there, but continue breathing. As you practice, if you continue with the pranayama practice, those pauses in the breath, they can be lengthened. And I find that those are like, time seems to just become timeless. And then soft, slow exhale. Conscious inhalation, allowing the breath to go all the way down to the feet, to the toes. And if not, it's okay.
Sorry, I couldn't.
Oh, sorry. Notice where the breath goes. Exhale from wherever the breath goes. If you can get the breath all the way down into the feet, fine. But if not, bring it into the belly. Exhale from the belly. Bring the breath into the fingers, into the arms, into the hands. As you exhale, let the arms and hands become heavy. Rest on the ground. So there's no wrong. It's just awareness. Internal awareness. Slowly deepening your breath, consciously exhaling the breath, bringing the breath into your fingers, into your toes. You might move them a little bit, bringing your awareness from the inside back to the surface of the skin, back to where you might feel or hear sounds. As you go inward, those external sounds go away. Those different things just seem to diminish as you focus in on the breath. But then you want to become aware of them again as you come out of the breath. As you're ready, if you're on the floor, roll to your right side. Use your hands to push you into a seated position, coming into a seated position. And if your eyes were closed, feel free to open them. And
I didn't get that.
Oh, sorry about that, guys. And then Jamie, I hope you get this, but I am all finished, and we can do the prizes.
Okay. So if you are not a member of Texas AFT, please visit texasaft.org, find your local affiliate, and join today. And if you have any questions, you may unmute yourself and ask Eleanor.
Eleanor?
Yes.
Maybe next week. I was a little bit late this week. I'm sorry, I know it's fake. Maybe next week, could I ask you to show, it was hard to see the bottom of your body and the top of your body when you did this, I don't know, the stretch against the wall where the hands went up high.
Oh, yes. I'm working out the logistics, but I can show that again. Thank you for letting me know. Yes.
Thank you. That's a good one for me.
All righty. I have a hard time providing the modifications, and then I think, oh my gosh, I didn't. If you all were here, I would know and could do that, but I will do that. Thank you.
Okay, this concludes our session on yoga, and we will be back next week for our last installment of Yoga with Eleanor. So please make sure you return so that you can be in the drawing. We got some great prizes we're going to be giving away next week, and please invite any and all of your friends to join us. Thank you so much for attending, and we will see you next week.